Hello everyone, welcome again, and today I'm going to show you another project in a Spring Boot and Hibernate. So it's project tracking system, or you can say assignment management, project management. So this kind of you can it can manage the activity of employees that are working in the single project or a multiple project for an organization. Okay, so for the like if I talk about the technology, it's following the MVC architecture, and it's following MVC architecture and using Maven tool, to manage the dependencies. For the front end parts, it's using JSP, JPA, and HTML, CSS, all the things. And from the backend side, it's using Spring Boot to manage the like database thing. It's using Hibernate and MySQL database. If I talk about the MySQL, we are using MySQL Workbench as a GUI. And if you check the the table format here, we have multiple tables and employee modules, module status, project assign, and task things, and timesheet, and the user. Under the user table, we have a different role as the application requirement. We have an admin there. We have other users, like we have a manager. Some of them are managers, some of them are employee, and HR in other departments of the application. So let's run the application and log in as an admin and check what admin can perform, and then we'll move on the another users. Now, if you have that project already and you want to see, you are going to see it, watch it as a demo. So after this condition, like in this state, will give you the code. We'll set up the code at your machine remotely. So if you want, you can contact us. You can take this project. In this condition, you will get that project at your machine. After that, what you need to do, let's follow me. So just open their application file, project tracking system application. Right click on this, go to run as, click on Spring Boot app. Now the application will run on the port number 8080. If the port will be busy, you can update the port from application.property file. Now just open the application.property under the resources and copy this project name BTS, and open your browser, enter localhost and the port number at 080 and the project name. Now the project will automatically run at your machine, and here we have some static and common pages. Every project, home, about us, and contact us. Other option, we have a sign up. So as a user, you can sign up into the application and sign in. Okay, so under the sign in thing, let's log in as an admin and check what admin can perform over there. Then we'll move to on other users. So I enter username, and here is the password admin@123. I enter the password, and after entering the password, I can check the list of users and employees, or like users that going to register into the portal. And if I want, I can make them as an employee, so I can mark them as an employee. So as an admin, how can I add a new employee? So this is the thing, a user will register into the system, then as an admin I will check this, and I will check the role. It's client, BDO, PM, or developer, what kind of role or user is that, and I will make it employee. So I have to enter the other details also for the name and the company profile. Let's say I enter as a developer, and the technology, let's say I enter as Java, and experience, and let's say 4 5 year, and date of joining, let's say today's date of birth. I enter some date of birth, and some email address. When it says choose profile picture, let's choose this picture, click on save. Okay, ID is already there, so there is some kind of duplicacy issue. So let's say I enter some other ID, and is it selected? Yes. Okay, click on save. That record is saved successfully. Now to check the user, and under the employees, that record will be displayed here. Also we have this record we just added. Also we have option to edit search operations over there from the project employee list. Another module or important module of the application, we have a project details. So as an admin, I can view all the ongoing project into the organization. In this section, I can assign a project. Let's say I have some project. If I want to assign to someone, I can check the assigned project who is working on that project, like employee name this, as the project name is this, and assigned date is this, and all the details will be displayed here. Task is there, so who will assign this thing? This will be assigned by the manager only, or admin can view that records. Okay, the task will be there. I can check task, the assigned task, task status, time sheet, and time sheet list for all the users into the application. Now let's log out and perform some operation by the manager or other user. So now I'm going to log in as an user 2, which is 123, and the password will be password. So I'm going to enter this password here. As I log in, I can check the project list, assign project that is assigned to me. Okay, so if I want to assign a project to some employees as a manager, I can assign that project to that person. So currently I have checked that currently I can check the list of projects. Let's say new project and select the name, employee name. Let's say I want to assign this project to sender and enter the report date, enter the assign date, enter the timing and status. Let's say new, let's say in process. In process, I hit the save button. That project is assigned successfully to that person. Also, I can perform edit delete CRUD operation here. Under the module section, I can check in case of under any project I want to add a new module. I can add a new module here. Let's say under this project I add new module. Let's say registration and the details. When I hit the save button, under the modules I can check these are the new modules in the same project. Same thing again, I can perform edit delete operation here. And the module status, I can check the status, I can update the status. Let's say let register new module name as status is done, so I can update the status from here. Module status list, I can check here. I can assign a task to that particular module. So under the like for the new module, I can task assign to assign a task. I can check the task detail. I can task again to for an employee, task name and the employee name. Let's say task name and the employee. I can assign a task. I can check the timesheet. I can fill my own timesheet from here, and I can check the list of timesheet for the other employees that are working under me. Now log in as another user. So let's say we have a login ID 3, role ID 3. How will you differentiate these users? This is depends on the role ID. So our role ID 1 always will be for the admin, 2 will be for the project manager, and let's see over 3. So 3 is for developer. You can check it here. 3 is for developer. So what a developer can perform? Developer can check assigned task. Let's say for example, my project manager assigned some task to me, and I logged in as a developer, so I can check a new task here. I can check the status. Let's say in this is the assigned task. This is the assigned task to me. If I want to change the status, I can change the status. Like let's say in process, or it will take time, or I can add the comment there. I can check list. Under that list, I will check the record here in process. Time sheet, I can fill up my own time sheet here, and done. After logout, we have some another users. Uh, we have this user role ID 4 with role ID 4. What that user can do, let's see. First, he can log in. He or she can log in. He can check the request project, and this is the client. So let's say I'm a client and I want to request a project to a company. So I can fill up this form like a project name and the requirement dog, start date, end date, description, click save. And under the project list, I can check the requested project. module status, and task list. So we have a role ID 4 for the client. So client can come into the application and he can create a new task or create a job for a new project. And the last one, the last user we have, I guess I have to check, I don't remember exactly. So this is a 4 on this fifth user, and the password is this. So under the requested project, this is for BD. So BD that going to take a salesperson for the project, and he will directly connect it with the uh, client. So he can check the project. He can, after understanding the requirement from the client, he can manually also add the project. He can check the list of project, module list, task list, timesheet. He can fill up his own timesheet and check the timesheet list. So this is kind of organization based project that going to manage all the activity of the employees that are working under the any application. You can take an example of a software company where we have a client that are going to share the requirement, and then BD will, business developer or BA, will understand the requirement, and they are going to assign the respective developers or respective developer or work person. That particular person is going to work on that, and then the project manager will come into the picture, and they will track end-to-end records of their employees. Okay, so that's all about the demo. In case you want this project, you can contact to the content code one team. We have you can ping us over the WhatsApp, email, or Skype. Our team will provide complete remote support to set up the project at your machine. Also, we have live sessions to explain the internal code flow, how the project is working. So if you are preparing for an interview, if you are a fresher and going to join some company preparing for a best interview, you can add this project into your resume as well. It's a good example of a major project. So if you need, please contact. Thank you.